already recorded an intro for this video, but I gave out some wrong information in it. We are planning a 1-year ride for 3BR Off-Road. I said the date and it's the wrong date because of this thing. It's not gonna be done in time, so we're gonna push it back a little bit. I don't have an exact date yet because we still have some things we're figuring out in this. Next week's video, we'll have a big surprise for this thing. Getting a little bit bigger of an upgrade. We'll, you know, it'll be cool when we're done with it. That being said, I've already have some stuff filmed, so I'm filming this at the end of the video. That's gonna be weird. But I had a comment about the bungs for the roll cage, and I thought I had recorded a part for it. For these bungs that my dad made. So I thought I recorded a part for it. I did. I just forgot to put it in the video. So I'm gonna throw that clip in here now, kind of going over those, just because I'm bad at YouTube, like always, and forgot to leave the clip in. So we'll do that clip, and then we'll jump into this video. So let's go. Part of the perks of having my dad be a machinist his entire life, I get cool custom parts made. So I'm not just chopping the cage like everyone does. I didn't want to do that. The cage is off. It's over there in the corner. Bad cage. Stay in the corner. I didn't really want to just chop it. You know, I want it to look nice. I didn't want to just chop it here and use the stock piece that were bolted in. So I had my dad machine these, which would be really nice. It'll make it really solid where it actually goes together. But yeah, they fit in there pretty nice. That one's bolted in. This one, as you see, slides right down in there. Look freaking awesome. I love it. You know, perks of having your dad be a machinist. I'm not complaining. Hey guys, welcome back to 3BR Off-Road. Today we're back working on my Polaris Ranger, and we're getting the transmission back together finally. My gear reduction came in, so the new idler shaft, new gear for the 30% reduction. I have all the new bearings in. So we're going to work on throwing this back together and getting it back in the case, and hopefully getting it back in there today. That'd be nice, getting it set back on its own weight. So we're kind of on a time crunch right now because the 1-year anniversary for 3BR Off-Road is coming up April 2nd. So I thought what better way to celebrate than to do a big ride out at Canaveral Groves. That's where our first video was. Might as well, you know, ring it in there. So we are riding out there, so if you guys want to come out and hang out, do some stupid shit for the camera, feel free. It should be a fun day, permitting weather. I mean, rain or shine, I don't really care. We're gonna go ride and have a good time. So that's coming up. So we have to get this thing back together, get the cage done, get the radiator done in it before then. So I think we'll be good, but you know, pushing it like always. So let's just jump to it. Okay, slight problem. This is a transmission out of a 17 high lifter. Slightly different output shaft for the secondary clutch. The seals that I have for it, clearly, that's not gonna work. Won't go all the way down. It's too tight before the first bump. So those aren't gonna work. And then also, for some reason, the bearing included, or the kit included the wrong bearing. So, need this bearing, need that seal. Need the bearing to get it together. I can put it all together and put the seal in last. That can go in when it's all together. That's not a big deal. This I need like 10 minutes ago. I need to cross-reference that bearing and see if I can't find it at a local parts store so I can get this done today. That's my luck. Back from the parts store. Can't get it today. I'll have it Tuesday. Today's Saturday, so just a few days. Seal will be here Thursday. What are you gonna do? That's kind of my luck, so we're gonna get as far as we can right now with what we have. But I did realize I messed up. Forgot to put the chain on before I put all the bearings back on. Technically possible to do with everything on, but it's a pain in the ass. So I'm gonna pop one bearing off, make it easier, gives it a little bit more room to wiggle around in there. Not the end of the world. You saw me using the press to put the bearings on. Normally just use rubber mallet and a piece of wood. Not gonna hurt anything. But I'm trying to do better and do things the proper way. But I'm probably not gonna do that at this point because I'm angry that I messed up. So probably just pull it off and hammer it back down. It'll be fine. So let's get to it. So, as I'm going through and inspecting everything as I'm replacing bearings, this is my upgraded snorkel gear I got from Super ATV. The other part's still inside the other half of the case. The actual snorkel gear part, I guess, is what that would be called. This is the pinion shaft. You can kind of see how it's been wearing. You can see the really shiny spots. That's where that gear's riding. So, clearly it's not riding on the entire gear. It's riding on part of it. And that's when you start having failure. But we're going to adjust it and see if we can't get that wear better, because I mean, it's not terrible. Really don't want to break another snorkel gear. If I break another one, I'm finding a transmission out of a turbo razor and putting it in there, because they have a, I think it's a 19 tooth snorkel gear instead of the 13 tooth. It's much bigger, much beefier, and that's what I've been seeing a lot of people do. So that'll be the way I go if I break another one. Cross fingers I don't, but shit happens, so we all know that. Yeah, just wanted to stop that time lapse and show you guys that real quick. I'll show you the other part when we get it out. That'll be next. I want to get these bearings on, get it all back together, and that's pretty much all the internals, new bearings, just one more in the actual snorkel gear part. So let's get right back to it. Alright, so we got the snorkel gear all pulled apart, ready for new bearings, but before that, let's take a look at the gear and see how it's done for the last year and a half of abuse. Actually, 2 years? No. Yeah, 2 years. No, 1 year. Year and a half. Year and a few months. I don't remember. It's been a little while. It's been abused, I know that. We're here, we're focus. Doesn't look too terrible for as much water and gunk that's been in there. Typical wear, no sharp edges though, which is a good thing. No sharp edges, definitely a good thing. Yeah, that's how the snorkel gear runs. So it's sitting somewhere about in the middle, which is probably where we want it anyways. I don't know. Seems to be holding up pretty good for now. So we'll probably put it right back where it was and let it ride and see what happens. I don't know if we can improve on it or not. It seems, I mean, it's worn the spot, so we might just want to leave it alone. So we'll try to get back to that same spot that it was in. But all right, let's get those new bearings on there, and that's really as far as I can go. I need this last bearing that goes here to put it back together. Without that bearing, this doesn't go back together. So we'll move on to the next thing, I guess. That's how it goes. So all the parts are back together, all the new bearings are put on, everything's cleaned up, ready to go back in the case, besides this one stupid bearing. This one right here. So we're going to have to wait on that. It's fine. I decided to paint the case anyways, so that's drying, so it really wouldn't go back together right now. Took advantage of the situation, I guess. Make it look a little bit nicer than that crappy freaking aluminum. Probably won't last long, but who cares? So yeah, that's the transmission. It's the pieces are back together. It'll be back together soon. That only took like 4 or 5 days. Seal, that's the right one. And the bearing, that's the right one. Hopefully. Cross my fingers. Because if not, I'm going to be pretty pissed. But I think it's right. Should be the right stuff. I don't even know where the old bearing went. Should have that to compare. But I don't. We're just going to see if it fits. Send it, I guess. It is a little bit different. Because it's sealed on one side. But that shouldn't be the end of the world. I hope not. We're going to find out. That's for sure. Yeah, let's get the last bearing on. And then we're ready for the case. Put seals and everything in. So freaking good to go, and hopefully we can have this thing back in today, tonight, hopefully. I don't know. Depends on when everyone else gets up here and if we're working on the truck or a four-wheeler or one of the other side-by-side. I don't know what we have going on. I'm trying to get this done for me. It's just hard to between customer work and our own project, well, everyone else's project. So yeah, let's try and get this knocked out tonight. All right, bearings back on. Time to reassemble, finally. Hey, it's gonna work. It actually holds it up. Don't remember the order all this goes in. Except for that's gonna have to come back up so this can go back in. little abuse. That's all it took. Just a little abuse. It's really important that you guys always grind around your fresh bearings and transmissions that are going together. Very, very important.
Braking material.
Except for Corey's an idiot.
Huh?
Corey's an idiot. Snorkel gear has to go in before the pinion gear.
You put snorkel gear together yet?
No.
That's like the first thing you do.
Yeah, I know. I'm paying for it now, trust me. I have to pull it all back apart. Learn from my mistake, people. Don't be dumb. Got a little excited, got ahead of myself here. I don't ever say that. I don't know why I said that. Also, another good thing for your clean transmissions, welding slag.
Not getting you hacker.
Look at you being responsible and shit.
I have another one in my truck too.
What was the Ugga on these? Sheathed fork? Alright, time for the fun part. Setting the backlash and the snorkel gear. Alright, so it should be about... AJ, what is it? About 2 turns we come out? 2.5?
Yeah, we do it tighter in the factory.
Yeah, tighter in factory. Get a better wear pattern. Trying to put it back to where it was because it's already got a nice wear pattern in it. So we'll see how that goes. One, two. That's a little bit more than what we had before. That might be good. Might have AJ double check that. Alright, Boss Man said the backlash is good. And I got the bolts torqued down to German spec. Now I need this fancy 18-inch pounds. Is that what it is? Flange sealant, right? Alright, that's what I'm gonna use. Try it out.
Sure.
Thanks for being so supportive.
Oh, no, I'm just working.
Jackass. I guess I'll give this stuff a shot. How bad can it be? Yeah, turn on that annoying ass fan. Alright, transmission's back together, ready to go in. I screwed up and I had the wrong cover on here. My old transmission didn't have the vent in the cover, the vent was in the case itself. The one out of the high lifter, oh, he's welding. Don't look, you'll go blind. The one out of the high lifter had the vent in this cover, so I had to rip it back apart and change that so we can now put it in. She's good to go. Everything's buttoned back up. Let's put her back in the bike. This is not the lightest thing ever. Oh. It would help if I had the motor strapped up. helps to have that motor strapped up, being the fact that the motor mount, there's only one motor mount, and since the transmission and motor bolt together, the transmission mount also holds it in. So when you pull the transmission out, the motor leans. Normally we have it strapped up and it's hooked to the roll cage. Being the fact that we have the roll cage off, it is not strapped up currently. We let it go. And I forgot that. And I tried to put the transmission in as is, and that was not a good idea. But we can fix that. Right, AJ? We can fix it. Yeah. And it falls right into place. So I'm not the only one doing some mods to their bike. AJ's might be less extensive than mine, but they're mods. Are you trying to bend that piece? Yep. It'd be cool if it was at an angle like that.
That's kind of what I'm going for.
Here though.
This right here will end up getting cutted and folded. That's the angle of the top. So get it to this side, shove it up there and see if it'll work.
Alright, so this is what AJ's been working on his bike. He's wanting a little stubby bumper. He thinks it's going to help him from running over trees and stop him from doing that, but I think it's just going to make it to where he runs over trees and hits the plastics. I like where it's going.
Me too, I just gotta figure out how the plastics are gonna...
Told you, cut them.
Secure to it. I might have to. Because that plastic's not behind it. If the plastic's behind it, it looks fine. Still, I'm gonna have to trim around it because it looks offset. I mean, it is centered up. You can see that on the bottom. Yeah, it's sitting centered. It's sitting centered and everything. It's just this side because it's the winch. If I could get it to stay right there.
Offset the winch. Alright. Well, while he's working on that, I'm going to throw this trans in my bike. Hopefully get that bolted up today. We'll see. Doesn't take too long, but who knows. It's been one of those days, so. Did realize when we were taking this apart that I am missing one of these bolts. So there's 3 that go on this mount. I only have 2 of them. Don't know where the 3rd one was. Transmission mounted now. Well, I knew better than that, but tried to run the bolt in even though it was messed up. Yeah, she's all messed up, boogered up. Need new bolts then. Alright, well at least got one in, so it's held in place. Now we can move on to getting the 2 bolts that go in the side here, which have this handy little thing that goes in the back, which is a pain in the ass, slides down like that behind the transmission and that motor mount there. And then it gets bolted to it. Let me fish that thing down in there and we can get her finished bolting up. And that's probably where we're gonna end it today, just because we've had so much else going on in the shop and I gotta get a video out this week, but we'll get there eventually. I don't know what I did with the Swavel 15 and I kinda need that right now. Oh, it's right there. Conveniently. Right there. Let's check in with AJ and see how his progress is going.
Oh man, she's looking good.
Is she? Oh, did I just do all that zoomed in? Jesus Christ.
So I have one piece to add there. Weld that out. And that's it. I got
You even got your mount strapped to it and everything?
No, they're welded. They're done.
Oh, yeah, you can see where it It got the heat to her.
I always wanted to go with flat bumper. Like, not just like from like my side-by-side, just in general. And I never really ever did it. Never really could figure out the angles and stuff and how they did it. And now that I'm doing it, it's actually really easy.
Alright, so the trans is back in. Need to get two, oh, it was all zoomed in. 2 bolts for this because I was missing one and one got messed up. The threads, probably not going to be able to see it, but it had one thread that was already boogered, and when I went to go put it in, it was a little off, and it just ripped the rest of the top of the threads off. So, need 2 new bolts for that. Not a big deal. Not going to be the end of the world. Go to Ace, get some bolts, all good. No need to order from Polaris, who cares? Yeah, she's back in. Got a lot of other stuff to button it back up. Dry shaft needs to be put back on the front diff. Oh, the front dry shaft, jeez. It is a front dry shaft. Air mount's tight. All the bolts to the transmission are tight. So she's basically good to go. But yeah, we didn't get a whole lot done in this video, but transmission's in, and that's really what matters. This guy is grinding. You'd think he'd be a professional fabricator. He would get it right the first time, not have to grind so many times, but he doesn't. I'm just with him. Yeah, not a whole lot done, but trans in. That's kind of what I want to get done this week. Get that back in and move on. We'll get all that stuff buttoned up. That's not really content-worthy BS. You've seen it before, putting the intake and everything back on. Nothing big deal. You usually leave those open for ventilation.
That actually probably would look pretty cool. I know that.
No, it needs to be blocked off. It'll look cool.
This is it.
I'm liking it.
I mean, if the winch wasn't all like hanging, I'd throw it back in there real quick so it can show that the winch is all dang.
And they'll see it next week's video.
That winch is probably trash now. Probably.
Yeah, you probably did. Did you break it?
Yeah, the brushes are spinning. It probably still works though.
Yeah, when you pulled the bumper off, it all just blah fell. It works. I would stop that though.
Wow, what's it doing?
It's just dang, 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 dang. No, it's fine. It's fine. No, hold. It wasn't the end of the video. I got all the way out to the truck, put the camera away, and he goes, "Oh my God, I got it on. It looks good." So yeah, little stubby bumper. I don't think it looks bad. I like it.
I might just weld like one bar up and across.
Oh, you're getting it carried away now.
Nah, I probably won't do that.
All right, so you said you had a tip of the day.
Yeah, wear your level 5 cut resistant gloves. But they're not heat resistant. But they are cut resistant.
Would you almost cut yourself?
No, I know I didn't almost cut myself because I have my cut resistant gloves on.
Oh. Alright, well
and
that's a better tip of the day.
Better tip of the day. When you're doing fab, these things are awesome. Well, I did burn through it in one spot. But it didn't catch on fire. And when my arm was on fire, I mean, it didn't catch on fire.
I think it looks pretty good. That was a better tip of the day though, the flame resistant shirt.
Yeah.
Better, so.
They're worth the money.
Alright, so that's going to be it for today's video. Until next time, guys. Peace.